Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing alright. Sorry. So I want to say a few things. First of all, the hat thing, okay? Now I really don't. It's up to you. If you want to cover your heads up, that's fine. I've never been a proponent of it. I mean, I've never told you guys you have to cover your heads up. That's just something I felt I need to do based on the information that I received from the 13th son, and I've always kind of liked wearing hats anyways, so it just worked out. When I did get involved with his channel and his area of things, this was a part of their uniform. I like having a uniform. I'm totally cool with it. I like covering up my heads. I do feel more in alignment with my purpose when I do so, and I also think that I know. Especially if you don't watch it, this is all the energy, all the thoughts, all the things I'm thinking of, all the feelings, the love, all of that. I mean, it's largely transmitted in your head, okay? Your head, when you get real emotional, you get tingles and stuff in your head. Those are all your neurons and stuff firing off. It's all electricity. So the more that electricity is firing off, your hair is picking up that. So that's why if you don't wash your hair, you're gonna keep more of that good energy, which is gonna help you become more powerful. It's also why it's good to have a beard, because these are all things that help conduct electricity. And then if you have a hat on that you've been using over and over and over again while you're doing your worship and your good work, you're only gonna help to magnify your ability to conduct good electromagnetic energy, because you're doing good things. They can do it, the same thing goes with the bad way. I'm not encouraging that, but they can use, it's just about energy. You can use energy for good or bad. I'm just using those words. Good are things that perpetuate life, bad are things that do not perpetuate life. So, these are the reasons why I choose to wear it. But the reason why, honestly, it bothers me is because I've seen this for a while. First of all, so it's something I've seen from numerous people over and over again. And I feel like a lot of the time you wear the hats only because it's you like something you see in me. And that's not why I think you should do it. You should do it because you believe in your heart it's the right thing to do. And then if you believe in your heart that it's the right thing to do, then you should just keep on doing it. And I feel like a lot of you guys choose not to do it because you see something in me that you don't like, which is fine. You don't have to like everything you see in me, but that shouldn't deter whether or not you choose to cover up your head. You feel me? So that's one of the reasons why I get so upset. Another thing too is I've been talking about starving children and taking care of the least of us and the money thing, and it's to me this stuff is very much common sense, and still people don't talk about it. There's a lot of things people can talk about, and yet they choose to just talk about the same thing over and over again. And to be honest, a lot of the stuff you guys choose to talk about isn't solving any real problems. It's bringing attention to stuff that's already pretty well known right now. But what is it leading to? Is it building anything? Is it doing anything different? Or is it just kind of stagnant? So I'm sorry if I offended people, man. I don't like offending people. I can be an asshole sometimes. I am sorry I offended people. I feel like I did offend some people. So I didn't mean to hurt people's feelings. That wasn't... My intent is to get movement. I don't want to hurt people, but I do sometimes, okay? I am still hurt myself too, so when I'm, going through garbage, because that's another thing about where I'm at right now, it's very interesting. I'm literally, I've lost a lot of weight. Here in Portland, I didn't realize this, but it's actually been hard for me to find food. Phoenix, Arizona, and Florida. Sorry, the birds are being very loud, which I love, and hopefully you guys can hear me. The food in the trash cans is not very prevalent around here. It's interesting. I think it's because they're just not very wasteful. They're not as wasteful as in my experience in places in the South, or at least in Florida and Arizona. There was just tons of food that wasn't eaten. Just I found pizzas, full pizzas sometimes in Arizona and Florida. I was always able to go and find food. That was never an issue. There was always food just lying around. People didn't want to eat. And I also eat a lot of fast food. I'm not eating fast food now. I try not to eat meat. I had a little bit of meat yesterday because it was offered to me and I was really weak, and it helped me out a lot. But I don't want to eat meat. I want to discontinue that. However, when you're on the streets and you're starving and you're loopy-headed and feeling like you're going to fall over, you take what's offered to you. I just wanted to share those things with you guys and say again, I'm sorry. I know I'm an asshole sometimes, but I wanted to talk about that. So, starving on the streets. So, me going through this right now, and I'm talking about helping starving children out. So, the more that I am starving and feeling that and what it's like to live a life of starving while having to move around all the time. I'm having to walk all over the place while being very hungry. very similar to starving children and people in Africa. So I'm connecting to how they feel on an everyday basis. And I'm sitting here talking about ways to solve these problems for these people while feeling the same things these people are feeling. So this is why I start to get angry. It's like, you guys have no idea the type of hardships they're dealing with. And, you know, I'm sitting here doing everything I can to give you guys a way to help them out. And yet you guys continue to not even talk about it. So it does upset me. And I do feel that there is, it comes from God's will. I mean, it's also in God's will to help the needy out. And there is an abundance of resources here in America, and there is a lack of attention to starving children. It's the truth, okay? They have it way worse than we have it. No matter what's going on right here, it's way worse. Starving every single day of your life, not knowing where your food's gonna be around, being around a bunch of evil people that will rape, pillage, and just kill you, and then having no justice system at all, really. That's a nightmare that they're living in every single second of their day. We have it easy here, okay? Even myself, in the condition I am, I know there's gonna be food. I'm gonna find food. It's guaranteed. There's food. It's a huge city, a huge wealthy city all over the place. They don't have that luxury, okay? So this is the lesson that humanity needs to learn, that we're all family, we're all connected, and what we do to the least, we do to, I mean, it's all God. So we neglecting that, we putting that off, we pushing that away is pushing God away. So this is why a lot of people have hardened hearts. This is why a lot of people don't have much compassion. This is why a lot of people can't smile with true love and joy, is because they're not really about love. If you're really about love, then you got to do the things that love is about, which is about taking care of things. If you see somebody in need, that's being compassionate, that's being loving, that's helping them out and giving them, not just spoiling them, but helping them. So this is why when we go over to Africa, it's not just giving them the food, it's giving them the tools they need so that they can do it themselves. But first we have to get their health up, and we got to teach them and help them. But first we got to do it here, because we still haven't even figured this shit out here. We live in an infrastructure that's destroying life. So first we develop an infrastructure here that's perpetuating a harmonious relationship with all of life. We get that down, we get our strength up, we get some skills up, we learn how to defend ourselves and do what we got to do, Then we can go over there, okay? And this is how we start to change the whole vibrational frequency of the planet. And the more of this we do, the more they won't be able to stay here on this planet. It's that simple. It does go back to Alex Collier. He talks about if 10% of humanity comes together in true love, which means compassion for everybody, perpetuating love at all the time in any way that you can, no matter what. We're all different levels, but just to have that mentality is what it's about. 10% of humanity comes, which is a little under 1 billion people, they will not be able to be here because the energetic vibrational frequency will be that strong, it will literally push them away. So there is a way to go about doing this without some type of crazy war, but we have to learn to get over our egos, come together and do the right thing. If we don't, I mean, that's also falling in line with God's will. And there's protection, there's power that comes with that. But if we're not in alignment with God's will, we're not going to get his protection, we're not going to get his power, and we're not going to be happy. Because we're not perpetuating happiness, and we're choosing to neglect serious issues while thinking that we got all of our shit figured out and that we're all good and covered and taken care of. And it's like, okay, no, not really. I mean, all that money really isn't yours, man. And all that money came from perpetuating an evil society too. And you guys are sitting back holding on to, I really don't want to get into it because it irks me. And I know there's still a lot of debate. I can feel it in the air. A lot of people aren't really on board with the non-profit thing. And I get that, and I'm going to go deeper into that. A lot of that comes from Mother Nature, by the way. I'll be honest with you. A lot of that, because that's what it is. All this comes from Mother Nature. All the money you've made, all the books you sold, all the movies you guys have made, all the drugs, all that shit comes from the earth, which comes from Pops. It's all his. It ain't yours. This body isn't even mine. It's not, your body's not yours, dude. You guys did not create this stuff. Like, this is where man's will has gone way too far, and this is the lesson that is here. This is my job, is to help orchestrate and share that lesson and to bring you guys together. It's not always going to be kind, though. Sometimes I got to be kind of an asshole, but at the same time, it's my duty to come back and be like, you know what, I'm sorry, you guys. I let my emotions are feeling me. This is why. But you know, sometimes you got to hear it that way. Sometimes it does need to come off of that. But it wasn't my intent to hurt you. I was just passionate about this, and I'm sitting here doing everything I can, and I'm watching all you guys do what you do, and it's just like, I don't know, you know, because I know it's not for me. This isn't for me. This is for everything else. So that gives me a particular power that I have to express, because nobody else is expressing that on the internet. Nobody else is standing up for Mother Nature in this type of way, in every single facet. To change this whole infrastructure would change the way that we deal and are harmonized with life. So that's what I'm here doing, man. And so yeah, I get passionate about it. You know how many animals die every single day? Do you know how fucked up the ocean and the waters are every single day? Do you know how many people die every single day from starvation? Well, we sit here and we jump on our YouTubes and we jump on our social medias and we eat our Big Macs and we go to Starbucks, we watch our movies and we drive our fucking cars. We do all these things thinking everything's fine and funky and dandy. Meanwhile, we got this thing planning on pulling the plug on us very soon, and yet people just want to continue going on like nothing's, you know. So it takes a certain energy to wake people up sometimes. Now I can go too far with that. It's like right now I can, I got to chill it out because I can start to feel myself getting, rather offensive, and I really don't like being like that. It doesn't put me in a good mood, doesn't put other people in a good mood, and it's not where I like to stay. I like to be in a chill, calm, positive place. So, but I do acknowledge that it happens to me sometimes. So I'm sorry. And, I do want us to help unify. And I'm going to go into the nonprofit and the money thing in more detail because I'm feeling like that's part of the hiccup with this whole thing. So, all right. I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.